Hi friends, it's Blue Loose, and I'm going to do something I have not done before. I have had a song in my head all day. It is by Jeff Buckley, and it's called Lover, You Should Have Come Over. And a certain line from that song is in my head. It's never over. And then he goes on to describe all the ways it's not over. So, first out we had fire. So there's something burning here around this song. So why is this song coming out? Let's ask some questions around that. So we have fire coming out around that. Fire is a creative element, and also there's burning, like passion. There's passion here. And also, so Cataclysm came out. So there could have been some kind of upsetting moment that happened around this. Fire, maybe fiery wills were at odds with each other. That's also another form of passion. We have pleasurable passion, and we have hurtful passion, right? So there could have been some of that happening. Underneath that, we have transcendence. So we could be ready to overcome a cataclysm here, or some kind of a moment. Okay, and underneath that is a card called Qualia. And this is really interesting. So what this is kind of your felt reality. And we see a bunch of colors here. So in the book, it talks about those things that happen that are kind of hard to describe, like the way colors feel, or the way joy could bubble up inside of you. Now, this card was actually reversed. So you could be having around this some kind of disconnection from your feelings here. Like, what is really happening? Maybe this was so jarring that it kind of like threw you off. So, okay. Apparitions also coming out. So there could be some things that maybe, and clairvoyance is at the bottom of the deck. So maybe you're getting some signs and signals from the universe around it's never over. Something like a kingdom. What does he say? There's something for my kingdom, or something on my shoulder. It's been a long time, but I haven't heard that song in a long time, and I didn't hear it today. And remembrance coming out also. So there's a revisiting here of something. Something is maybe coming back to life with remembrance. And again, this card came out earlier too when I was picking cards. The clock strikes 2. It says the clock strikes 2. So there's some kind of an alert tapping. Maybe something's waking you up, especially with getting signs and signals from the universe. There's something coming back to life. Remembrance. Okay. Let's pick some advice around this. Okay. So it's never over. It's never over. What are we... Pardon me while I pick these up here. Okay, we had 9 of Swords coming out. Anguish. So, yeah, it looks like whatever unraveling and disassociation here, maybe numbing. 9 of Swords, all up in your head. All up in your head, full of anguish, anxiety. Ace of Swords came out reversed. So again, this can kind of like lend to this confusion feeling, this like, what is really happening here? What is really important to me? Is what happened what really happened? Maybe there's something to revisit. So like there's a certain misunderstanding or lack of clarity, or misunderstanding, or being disconnected from something that is causing a lot of anxiety. So, and this again is around Lover, You Should Have Come Over. I did another reading earlier too. This seems to be kind of tying in with that. So this could be part 3 by now in this series. So let's get some advice. So with this, like, oh my gosh, I love these cards, but they really, what was I just saying? 1 second, let me pick these cards. Okay, so I'm getting a sense of retracing steps. So some of the cards that flew out, here we are, 9 of Cups with the Knight of Coins. So Knight of Pentacles heading towards this 9 of Cups. And this is really, this is saying, what is my wish fulfillment? What is going to make me happy? What is going to satisfy my goals? What have I been working for? And Knight of Cups is bringing this opportunity towards this certain level of satisfaction. Okay, so it looks like, and over here, Ace of Wands, 3 of Cups, Page of Wands, 3 of Swords. Oh, an offering to some kind of, no, 3 of Cups, celebrating something. Page of Wands. Maybe something that is addressing a disappointment. So a new opportunity that can maybe create some harmony or cause for rejoicing. Page of Wands, offering. Offering, so there's an offering to spark up something that could maybe fix. So we have 2 3s here. So there's some sort of creative energy starting to happen. Like, is there something to revisit here? And Ace of Swords. No, we talked about that. Where did it go? Here it is. There's a lot happening here. So it could be that as we revisit something that was left behind and start to overcome it with transcendence here, that 8 of Swords reversed with the 9 of Wands. So there's a certain amount of that anxiety that we're shouldering. Working, again, this is really working through this mess and what has happened in the wake of it. Okay, so whatever this disruption it happened for a reason, but there's a lot of cloudiness and confusion and things that have come out of it. So what, 9 of Swords. And as I'm talking, I'm feeling really confused. And all these cards that came out. So that's what I was saying. There's a lot, as you can tell, that has kind of been like festering under the surface. Okay. And so there could be a lot to talk about. So let's go back to advice here. What is advice? How can you operate in the best way that will kind of serve your highest good and the highest good of the situation here? Because this is centered around a connection of some kind and the act of rethinking it. Advice. So there's tension building. I can feel it as I'm shuffling the cards. There's tension that has been building. And I'm seeing 7 of Wands and 8 of Wands in my head. I'm going to take the top of this, Page of Swords. Okay. Incoming information. Yeah, seeking out information, getting clear. Also, 5 of Swords underneath, Page of Swords. This is all pointing back to this Cataclysm. Okay, 5 of Swords goes really good with this Cataclysm here. And 5 of Swords, gosh, and the Cataclysm together, like the Tower, is really difficult energy, because 5 of Swords is really, it comes at someone wins here, but it comes with a big cost. Okay, so this win is not a cheap win. This win is a destructive win. Like, well, at least in the wake it is. So what this is asking, and we had the 9 Wands out here earlier too, is that has it been worth it? Has all of this been worth it? Has everything that has ensued in the wake been worth it? And that is the question that is being revisited here. So it's a good question. So strength, the deck has split to strength here. So strength is really talking about quelling your inner demons. And I'm seeing the devil here in my head, and even in this Cataclysm, we have this devil figure. Okay, this kind of reminds me of the devil and the tower cards combined. And wow, that is some energy, the devil and the tower, which tells me that this Cataclysm event, this tower event, was caused by an ego battle. Okay, devil really is about ego. It's about self-sabotage. It's about all those things, and it can be anything from, like I said, ego battle is coming out. And with the Five of Swords earlier, really that's an ego battle. Okay, we have the battle of wills. There's also what are the things the devil, like things that we do to ourselves and our situations to unravel them, you know, drinking too much, wandering eyes, escapism, all of the things that can take you away from alignment, really. Okay, strength. So strength is finally having the wherewithal to take a look. There's shadow work being done here with this. It's finally stopping and looking at it. Okay. Seven of Cups. Maybe someone has been looking at other options or ways of avenues of direction. I still feel like I want to know the best way to operate. I guess the best way to operate is to have a look at this. Be willing to examine the underbellies of the situation, and with qualia here, to bring qualia right side up. Look at all of these sensory inputs happening here. Avenues of direction. Four of Swords. Yeah. Taking time to do just this. And healing. The Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords, and that did come out earlier too. Okay, so there's healing happening here. What's required to heal? What do we need to put down? What do we need to stop avoiding with this? Oh gosh, this is just war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Lover, you should have come over. I feel like there's a sense of regret in all of this happening here. A sense of regret and wanting to maybe revisit that. And is that worth doing? Sure. I don't feel like I need to pick a card to say that. It's always a good idea to make peace in a place of our lives, right? If we can do that. Sometimes we can't, but if we can, it's worth doing, right? We have the World coming out with Judgment. Ooh. This really, yeah, okay. So there's this just keeps coming out. Okay, I really feel like there's a reevaluation of some kind of completion here. Okay, revisiting. I am also hearing atonement and reconciliation with Judgment. So yeah, so this is a process. And actually that's really beautiful though. It's beautiful. Let me get one more Codex Oracle card to put a stamp on this Judgment and World energy. So also a pinnacle of that, like the crowning card for all of this. Can we get a crowning card for this, please? And thank you. Kind of like an outcome, but I feel like maybe we don't want to be given too much yet, but I'm looking at the bottom. Immortal. Oh, this kind of comes full circle. It's never over. It's like he's saying in the song, he's like, I would give the littlest thing just to sit next to you again. And those aren't the lines. I should probably pause. Let me pause and look up the line. Okay, I found it. Yeah, so the song is talking, it's kind of like, just like this cataclysm here. In all of this, it's kind of a good love gone wrong, so to speak. And it's never over. All of my blood for the sweetness of her laughter. It's never over. She's the tear that hangs inside my soul forever. That's right. It's all coming back to me now. Yeah. I feel too young to hold on and too old. Go listen to the song, okay? But those were the lines that were coming through. It's never over. All my blood for the sweetness of her laughter. It's never over. She's a tear that hangs inside my soul forever. Where's the other one? It's never over. My kingdom for a kiss upon her shoulder. All my riches for her smiles. Okay, so that's the gist of it. And with that comes out Crucible. Okay, and I love the Crucible here because the Crucible is an apex moment, and it really is what I asked for. The Crucible, we have, it's like two things they've come face to face. They can't escape. It's a reckoning, just like judgment. So there really is a reckoning moment here happening in this situation. And I'm just going to bring the book out here for this and read it because there's something in here that we're going to wrap this up on. So we have Crucible, and there's a little all-seeing eye right here. I don't know if you can really see it very well from here, but there's like a path leading inwards. Okay, so Crucible is a trial. It represents a trial and a refinement of that trial. Okay, and a distinctly essential change that comes out of this examination, this refinement. It's like turning coal into diamonds here is what's happening. And this is transformation. This is kind of like alchemy happening. So in a lot of ways, the two parts of the connection have a real opportunity here for refinement. Okay, so what it says here, what we have here is a sealed vessel smoldering beneath rising smoke, and everything is pressed inside of this little chamber. So there's a lot of pressure and things happening. So the Crucible is the place where opposites are forced to meet and cannot escape one another. This card speaks of pressure that is purposeful. Heat builds up not to punish, but to separate what is essential from what is not. To separate what is essential from what is no longer viable. Okay, you're inside a process here that cannot be rushed or avoided. So letting things take their natural course, you can't rush certain things, right? You can't rush the process of nature, right? When this card comes into view, you are undergoing a definitive test. Circumstances may feel intense, repetitive, or constricting, as though there's no exit, and this is deliberate. The Crucible refines through endurance, honesty, and sustained attention. Yes, that is so important. What survives this phase will be stronger and truer than before. Don't waste energy resisting the heat. Focus instead on what is being clarified within you. Wow, so this is like intense, right? And look, the fire comes back out. So there's something being transmuted here. The fires of transmutation. And I'm getting the violet flame image in my head. So some of you maybe know about the violet flame meditations we can do, which is an alchemical meditation. So there's something being alchemized and transformed here. Okay, you're being refined through pressure. Endure the process, trust the heat, and allow what is essential to emerge purified and resilient. So what comes out of this process is going to be strong and valuable and viable and will last for a long time. Wow, that was intense. So thank you for joining me, friends. I will talk to you another time.